Hey everybody, how are you doing? So it's about that time and you're already preparing for the MB examinations. My name is Tuoyo Eresanara, a 500 level medical student during my clinical years in Bonn University, and I want to share some experiences with you from the first professional medical board examinations. Now, I'll give you the breakthrough and the simple rundown of the examination. What I did was that, what I heard was that people say write notes, take notes, have a powerful book that has everything, and then when the exam comes, you won't need to study, you just read those books. But what I did differently was that I did not create a power notes. Instead, what I created was a power past question pack. So I had all the past questions, right? And from 200 level, I started working on the past questions. So I took the past questions. I'll write one. Number one, baby presents with jaundice, paleness, all the things that point towards erythroblastosis fetalis. They will tell you to discuss. And I will now follow the principles that I learned in class: the what, how, why, and attack the how. So what is erythroblastosis fetalis? I'll discuss it in my notebook. I'll write it down, even if I don't remember something. Sometimes I do it blank from my head. Other times I go back and check my notes to fill it out. But most times I try and do it either blank or using AI. So erythroblastosis fetalis, what it is, how does it work, mechanism of action, why is it important, clinical correlates, and attack the how. Go further into the mechanism, go further into examples, show exactly how the thing works. So by doing this, I will have like 2 or 3 pages of full scarf notes per question. I'll do number 1 in the past question, do number 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Go to the next year, I'll do it for physiology, I'll do it for anatomy, do it for... Now, I didn't do it as much for biochemistry, which is an area that I wished I had done more, but it depends on your university, depends on your system and how things work for you. So I did a lot for physiology, and it showed forth in my results. I had a distinction in physiology, and I don't think I studied as much for physiology in the final weeks as many people. I didn't actually. I actually studied physiology like very few times leading up to the examination, which surprised me because at that time I was trying to like get bulk for anatomy. Like, okay, let's try and do like a really strong push to get anatomy to the way physiology was. And biochemistry too, I was like, okay, biochemistry is easier, so I might as well just leave it till the end. But then of course that might not work. Once you start early, you start building up things step by step. You grow here, you grow there, you grow there. And the real benefit of all this work is past questions. I would say the real benefit is past questions. The more past questions you can do, the more you understand what your examiners want. Like, because I was able to get through a lot of years, all the way from like 2015, 2012, all the way to 2020 something, I was able to like get a full broad spectrum of the questions we were going to ask. And when it was time for the examination, most of the questions, I'd seen those questions before. Apart from revision classes, apart from areas of concentration, apart from all of those things, I'd seen the questions before because I've done them before. The days of the examination, I would literally just open my past question book and I would just revise different questions. And who knows, one of those days, like in an exam, a question came out in class examinations and I had just revised it before entering the hall. So those are the kind of powerful things that can happen. We are led by the Spirit of God, but if you are led by the Spirit of God, then you put in the Spirit of God to kind of work before the examination. Don't wait till you get to the exam hall before you think about, oh Lord, lead me. Let God lead you now. Then I would say that everybody had a different style of studying. I won't go and tell you this is what to do, this is what not to do. What I'll tell you is that go back and check some of my previous videos. I've talked extensively about the MB and everything with that. Check out my previous videos, check out my podcast episode. I have a 30-minute episode talking about exactly what I did for the examination. If you want that detail, go there and check it out. But this is an overview. Don't worry. Just take it one step at a time. Relax. I understand that you might be tense now that the exams are coming closer and you are thinking, oh, I didn't do this like 2 months ago. I didn't do this 3 months ago. Or I haven't started my study group sessions. Relax. Take it easy. The last thing I want to talk about here in this context of the short form of this video is your collaborations are very important. The people that you put beside you are very important. It's very important to have a study group, and I don't like traditional definitions. So a study group to me is not a study group. To me, a study group is a fighting group, a group that I can go with the things I have learned, and I can go with them and ask them to push me to my limits and push me beyond my limits, and I can ask them to explain the things that they know that I don't know. I say it again, and you should always know this: never ever be the smartest person in your study group. Let somebody else be the smartest person in your study group. Because in the groups I have been throughout my medical school journey, I have been continually humbled by my peers, and that humility brings a sense of recognition of lack. When you're with people that don't know as much as you, the tendency is that you only focus on the areas that you do know. So you keep teaching them this, that. But the challenge there is that the things that you don't know, and you don't know that you don't know, you will never know, because nobody else is exposing those flaws in your knowledge gap. Somebody else who is really good can see that you are not good here, and they will, there's like a saw in your an open saw, they will pour salt into that saw until you recognize that that saw is there and you study it more. So I learned a lot more from people who were smarter than me than from trying to be a boss and say, okay, I want to lead study groups. I ran away from groups that tried to make me feel like I was over prepared for things, because I know that was a lie. 2, and I know that that's flattery. And 3, I know that although I like helping people, but I want it to be in such a way that I'm helping you and you are helping me and we're growing together. So put yourself in a condition where you can ask other people for help. Like, okay, I don't understand this concept, what do you have? And also give help. Don't be that guy who just goes around and asks people for help, and at the end of the day you are getting a 99, and the people that you ask, they're getting like 70 or 50 or 20. Be able to share, be a fountain, not a drain. Share as much or even more than you collect. So if someone explains something to me, I will say, yeah, I get what you're saying, because 2 weeks ago I did these 3 concepts and I added them here, and they'll be like, oh, I've never thought about it that way before. So you see, I have gained by asking them, and they have gained by me adapting to the knowledge that they have. So next time I ask them for something, they are not going to think I'm a leech. They are going to want to collaborate with me, because they know and I know that our interactions are helpful to each other. Have friends that you can trust, that they will tell you the truth about your study, and have people that you will do past questions with. You sit down, you say, hey, what questions are we going to do today? People have, in fact, think about this as an average. If you meet 9 people and ask them to ask you a question, let's say each 9 persons set questions for you, it's more likely that the questions that you're going to get in your exam are closer to those 9 questions, the average of those 9 questions, because different people have different perspectives and they think differently, and some of them might think more like teachers than you do. So that is a powerful thing to note. Make sure that you do that. Make sure that you do that. And I will just say this: there are so many strategies, there are so many ways to do things, so many things I did, things I didn't do. Who knows if they were effective? Who knows if they were not effective? I always put Jesus first in my academics, because if you study all you want and you don't put him first, I ask the Lord for help. Give me divine expo, not cheating expo, like the one that God reveals to me. And he answered. He revealed things to me before the exam. He reveals secrets hidden in darkness. Go check out the MB vlog. You understand what I'm talking about there. He reveals different things to his children. He revealed it to Daniel. He reveals things to Joseph. He reveals things to those who love him. And he will help you get through this examination. So stay connected with people. Check out the in-depth version of the videos and relax. I know you think that you are in trouble with your studies, but believe me when I tell you this. These 3 words: you have time. I'll say it again because you don't believe me. You have time. And I'll say it one last time. You have all the time in the world. Use it wisely. Okay. Take care. Bye-bye.